Hello, everyone. Welcome into Crochet Life and Stuff with Debra presents me, Debra, with some of the and stuff portion of the channel. I was tagged, like the title says. I have been tagged in the, what do you call it, list. And I was tagged by Miss Neva at Manic Musings. She will be linked down below, and I will be tagging a few people. But if you haven't done this yet, just do it. I love these questions and lists, and it's always fun to see what people do. This was actually started by a girl in her phone that will also be linked down below that channel. So, hey, let's just keep this moving right along. Here are the questions. There's 20 of them. I think it started as 10 originally, but it has been tacked onto. And it has been said by famous people that we are not just two countries, but several countries separated by a common language. Even within our own countries, things can be called a lot of different stuff. What do you call cooking food on an outside grill? I call it, it's too darn hot out to do that. But otherwise, it would be called grilling. Barbecuing is something a little different to me. So there's that. What do you call a carbonated beverage? That's a tough one because I tend to hear words that are said all around and I pick up what's there. And, you know, I have friends from up north and I grew up in South Florida, which is more like South New York. So I tend to call it soda. But a lot of people in the South call everything a Coke. What kind of Coke do you want? A Mountain Dew? Makes my eye twitch. Okay. What do you call that thing, excuse me, that you push your groceries around in? Again, with the regions, I either refer to it as a cart or a buggy. I learned buggy when I moved to Georgia. We didn't call them buggies down where I used to live. What do you call bugs that light up at night? My favorite kind of bugs. I call them lightning bugs. And we get tons of them out here in the country in Georgia. That's about the only thing I like about summer is lightning bugs. And this is one, how do you pronounce what this word is? P.E.C.A.N. I call it pecan. Some people call it pecan. There are all different ways to pronounce it. It makes a very sweet pie. And I also like to put pecans on my sweet potato casserole, which is another thing that's regional. What do you call the last piece of bread in a loaf? I call it the heel. And I've heard it called all kinds of funky things since I've been watching this tag go around. So yeah, what do you call that? And yes, I do eat every slice. Every slice. You just do. You don't waste things. Another pronunciation. How do you pronounce this word? C.A.R.A.M.E.L. Caramel or caramel. You know, it kind of just depends on what mood I'm in. But I don't generally walk around talking about caramel or caramel. There's a town called Carmel, California, that's spelled that way. So maybe that's the right thing. I don't know. What do you call athletic footwear? I call them sneakers. That's just what I've always called them. Or back when they used to make my favorite high tops. But they don't make them anymore. Reebok stopped making them like 20 years ago. Shame on them. What do you call the little lobster-looking creature in freshwater streams? A lot of people who aren't from the areas where this is don't even know that. I call them either crawdads or crayfish. You twist them off. They're delicious if they're prepared correctly. They do look like little bitty lobsters, though. What do you call the water tap, either inside or outside? Inside, I call it the faucet, and outside, it's usually just a water tap. Like I said, I don't go outside much. No, there's bugs besides lightning bugs out there. What do you call the liquid that makes your car go. Now, because I have watched a lot of British television and British videos and stuff, I do tend to call it petrol. And because it makes people's eyes twitch around here. But around here, it would be gas. Most people would just say gas and go gas up the car. Or with the hubby and I, it's like, we need petrol. Yeah. What do you call the space where you can put stuff in the back of your car? I call it a trunk. I know that most people across the pond refer to it as the boot. And fun fact, in the little town that I live next to, there's just a little enclave where they have always referred to it as the boot. Mind you, I am in rural Northeast Georgia. Where did they get this? I mean, really. But yeah, I call it the trunk. Or if you happen to have an electric car that has one in the front, you can call it a frunk, which I just think is a fun word to say. Frunk. Anyway. What do you call the lights that regulate traffic? Traffic light. Yeah, that's what I just call it, a traffic light. What do you call the place you buy alcohol from? I've always referred to it as a liquor store, but in some areas in the Southeast, or maybe even other places in the country, they have what they call ABC stores, Alcohol and Beverage Commission stores. They call them ABCs, or red dot stores, because for some reason they have to have big red dots outside. I think they're just like making the building wear a scarlet letter, but whatever. What do you call the thing you use to switch your TV on? This is kind of a trick question in my house, because we can prompt the Googs to turn the TV on by having it turn on the Roku, which will turn the TV on. But I generally refer to it as the remote controller remote. What do you call the place where you get your medicine? Pharmacy. A lot of people call it the drugstore. I've just referred to it as a pharmacy for years. What do you call the breakfast thing that you eat with syrup? This is a multi-pronged answer, because there are many things that you will eat with maple syrup or pancake syrup. Pancakes, okay? I think they're looking for pancake, flapjack, hot cake. I think they're looking for that difference. But there's also French toast. There's also waffles. And of course, with waffles, you can have chicken and waffles to make it savory. And I need to stop because I'm getting hungry. Okay. What do you call the thing that gives you information about streets and roads and such? I refer to it as the Googs, or bitch, because we use the GPS. Otherwise, it's a map or sat nav. Either maps or sat nav. Yeah, that's what we're calling it now. What do you call the machine you get money from? Imagine, wouldn't it be nice if there just was a machine? Hey, I could use some of that, and you didn't have to actually have money. That would be cool. I call it an ATM. Not an ATM machine, because then you're actually saying automatic teller machine. Another thing that makes my eye twitch. A lot of things make my eyes twitch. I don't know what that's all about. And the final question, what do you call a sweet on a stick, a candy on a stick? Lollipop. Lollipop, lollipop, oh lollipop. Yeah, a lollipop. I've heard people call them suckers. A lot of people around here call them suckers, but they've always just been lollipops for me. And if I have a lollipop, it's going to be a super sour one. Love them. There's one called Bon Bon Booms that I've only found at the Latino grocery store in Greenville, La Única. And I've also found it occasionally at Dollar Tree. They're very sour, and I love them. So, but they really do kill the enamel on your teeth because they're super sour. So can't have them that much, but they're yummy. Anyway, thanks for sticking around for this tag. Tags are fun. I really enjoy hearing people's answers. I'm going to tag two channels. I forget we're opposite here. The first channel I'm going to tag is Life of a Millwife. And I want to hear Kelly's answers and Kevin's answers. I want them to do it together, because if they're different, they can bounce back and forth. I would say get Brody to answer too, but most of his answers are just going to be yerp and give me some more chicken. Okay. And also I would like to tag Just Another Stitch because I would love to hear Connie and the Biscuit. I'm sorry, that's still cracking me up, y'all. I'm just saying. I want to hear their answers to it as well. And again, with the kitties, they're probably not going to have too much to say, but put them on. I loved kitty cameos. So anytime that can happen. Anyway, thanks for joining in. Thanks for coming by. New format. We're going to see if it's going to work because the laptop is kind of working. So we'll find out shortly. Thanks, y'all. See you soon.